46 chromosomes going crazy nowadays reminds me of that one scene from the movie Kingsman. You know, that where they turn up the frequency and the tune and then people start going crazy. Insert clip.
Oh shit, he's leaving. I'm starting to test now. Hope enough of these freaks have our SIM cards.
Just like the infidel you are! Save you now! You will eat your babies! You will drown in the blood of the Lord! He will not erase
Oh shit.
Harry, what the heck is going on?
Could you turn the volume down, please?
I didn't expect it to be that effective.
What kind of response are we talking?
100%.
So everyone's been affected, whether they have a SIM card or not. And we get the added benefit of wiping out the Kingsman.
Not yet. Oh, you need to see this.
Yeah, like that. And I wouldn't be surprised if that happens, you know. Nowadays, people are getting a lot of ideas left, right, center, up, down, inside, outside, in front, behind, diagonal, sideways, 360, everywhere. Trying to control the masses en masse, you know. Not the religion kind of mass, this is the other kind of mass. And in weight terms, mass, how many kilograms, you know. Rhyming. Just rhyme a reason, dime a dozen, vibe with your cousin, pause. Kinda going nuts. I'm losing it, you know. A lot of us are losing it. I mean, my mental health is beyond my mental illness is beyond repair anyways. I don't think the best therapy on this planet is gonna fix it. And it's not me being ignorant or whatever, it's me being straight up. You know, some of us have gone through so much where our mental well-being is beyond repair. Not even Fix-It Felix can fix it from Wreck-It Ralph, you know. And then Wreck-It Ralph, most of us are, you want to wreak havoc, you want to destroy, you want to wreck, you know. And then if there's a ship, we wreck the ship and it becomes a shipwreck. Not even the lighthouse can save it. The beacon. There's a rock, you're encroaching a rock. Be careful or else you're gonna damage the hull. And if you're not gonna heed our advice, you're pretty much a numbskull that rhymes. But yeah, going crazy as if we already aren't, losing it left, right, center, everywhere. And they want to create these kinds of things, you know, these weapons, and weaponize it against us. And then probably, no surprise, they use these tunes and frequencies to control us, like Kingsman, like the scene that you saw just now from the beginning of this video. And this video is not going to be too long. I just want to voice my opinions a little. I mean, what other things can they do, you know? I'm afraid of saying it, but then because it might give them ideas. But I'll just say it, you know, fuck it. It's probably gonna happen anyways, and also the hopelessness of 46 chromosomes, it's still gonna be sitting ducks that fucking fucks. Just our lucks, and we suck and we are like cucks. So they're probably gonna like inject us with the Vaxi, the Krabby Patty, you know, shout out to the legend. The legend before the trolls got to him. You know, the troll from Croatia. the Spark Treason. Yeah, it's not his actual channel name. I'm just trying to say some words that rhymes. If you know, you know. If you don't, then you don't. Spark Treason. Yeah, they're gonna inject us with something and then it controls us. Micro chips, nanoplasma or whatever. Nanotechnology, all forms of mind control. Besides this frequency thing that you can tune like Kingsman. It's so fucking stupid. Or robots, you know, augment, like Terminator Dark Fate, you know, that lady was augmented and then, yeah, she can be controlled too. She can be strong and all. Superhuman, or like that enemy from Fast and Furious, you know. How does it feel like to be human, you know? It must suck to be human. Because he's a robot and he's very efficient and capable and all that. And then The Rock, aka Dwayne Johnson, said, you may have technology, but we have heart. Yeah. And our heart is also gonna be lost. We are losing it. Because humans are hopeless, right? 46 chromosomes. They're trying to rally and do something about it, but people are so comfortable where they are and they just say, let it all fall down. Maybe they have a plan behind it, you know? Maybe we underestimated them, but not exactly, because they are just comfortable. It's not really them having a plan behind it, you know? And then when it all works out, and then they'll be like, see? You see? This is what I'm saying. That's why you should just sit and be patient and wait, you know? We know exactly what we were doing. No, not exactly. You're just too comfortable being sitting ducks like fucking fucks. And you suck. Just your luck and being cucks. Therefore, you don't want to do anything about it, and you want to bring other 46 chromosomes down. You don't want to ensure the survival of the species, other than breeding and then abusing and all that, and then same thing, you know? Your kind of survival of the species is twisted. Evil, sick, sadistic, and twisted, you know? Shout out again to the legend. Fucking hopeless, you know? Us Homo sapiens. Always waiting for someone else to save us, but then we also bring them down. We want to bash them. What the fuck is wrong with us? Even when the Epstein files are released, we don't do anything or barely do anything. Yeah, because we've seen how us humans are, right? We've seen that we are not going to do anything, so everyone just sits still where they are. And then there's this notion and narrative where there's not enough good people doing anything about it. That's why this world is fucked up. No, not exactly. It's people, whether good or bad, rallying together, neck and neck, joining shoulders and teaming up and doing something about it. Don't pin it all on good people, you know. You want to say it's only good people that this and that. Or initially there's good people, but they turn to the dark side. Oh, I sound like Star Wars, you know. You're supposed to you're supposed to destroy the Sith. You're supposed to destroy them, not join them, you know. They join the dark side to the point of no return. It's like the elves from The Lord of the Rings where they became orcs. They were once elves. There's a whole ton of elves if you think about it. If you look at the amount of orcs and then they used to be elves, there's a whole ton of elves. Wow. I guess the elves were really breeding like rabbits. Kind of like us humans, I guess. 46 chromosomes. That's why there's 8 billion and counting. And then it's projected by 2030 or something that there's going to be 10 billion. No, 2050 if I'm not mistaken. 10 billion. Wow. It's not stopping. Right now, same old. What else is new? It's always the fun of sex, and then what comes with sex is children. And oops, this wasn't planned. I didn't want children. Oh no, crap. You know, we are like in a farm. Yes, this is a farm, a loose farm, where they are breeding us like livestocks. Breeding us like livestocks, and then we're supposed to grow up, do these things and do those things, and then get exhausted, sick and tired out of our minds, and then lose it, and then end ourselves, and then being the retards that we are, most of us, we want to have kids, and then rinse and repeat. That rhymes. Yeah, loose farming, you know. It's pretty much like animals themselves. Like some animals, they really have to breed because they get so horny, such as the elephant, you know, from that one of the channels that I watched, the YouTube short. He released, and it's about an elephant that has something called musth. M-U-S-T-H. Something called a musth. You know, the male elephants, where they get so horny and they have to breed, but they can't find a female elephant. So it gets really pissed, really enraged, berserk. And then it creates havoc. You know, it creates all this and all that. But us humans, I don't think we are really like that. I think we are like fleeting. Sometimes we feel horny at the wrong time. Sometimes we don't feel horny at the right time, you know. Like we're supposed to have sex, but then I'm not horny, I'm not feeling it. And then they fake orgasms and all that. Or at the right time, at a public space or some ceremony or event, suddenly you feel so horny, can't speak for some reason. You feel so horny. And then, hey, you want to go to the bathroom? You want to go to the washroom? And then, you know, they have sex in there. It's the wrong time, you know. And then also, most washrooms are disgusting, filled with germs and all that, and dirty, all kinds of dirt and graffiti that rhymes. and then just being monstrous and animalistic and whatnot, you know, just getting it down and dirty, uncontrollable. So yeah, the humans going crazy nowadays out of desperation reminds me of that scene from Kingsman, and it's gonna get worse from here on out. It's gonna be much worse. But don't worry about it, because we're not gonna do anything about it, right? Yay! Hooray! Kudos, round of applause for ourselves. You know, Epstein files are released and we still do nothing. More Epstein files are gonna get released and we'll still do nothing. Nuclear war, probably still do nothing. You know, what else is gonna kick our butts and we start moving? You know, we are like bulls almost, as stubborn as a bull, staying still, not wanting to move. Or is it as stubborn as a donkey? I don't know. Whatever the saying is, but you get my point. But it's just stupid, you know. It's just stupid. There's the depravity and the downsides and the flaws of being working in a hive mind, you know. I know that's what us humans did, and that's what it pretty much took for us to thrive and survive and be alive till now. Because we relate, resonate, propagate, emanate, and instigate companionships and friendships and create communities and societies, which led to us now. But then at the same time, being all that, we are like sheeps, you know, sheeple, hive mind, drones, where something goes along, something is told to us and taught to us, we tend to take it, but not with a grain of salt. We take it wholeheartedly. We take with a whole sack of salt. We think of it literally, and we believe it literally, wholeheartedly. And that's the downside of us, you know. Barely any of us are willing to break free from that and break from our restraints, break from the chains, and then become unchained, like Django Unchained. And then think for ourselves, go down the road, let's travel like the penguin going the other way, right? At the Arctic or Antarctica, going to the mountains, you know, that meme. Yeah, and then we don't think for ourselves, break out of the box, and then go our own ways. And then there's only very few, you know, especially percentage-wise, out of the 8 billion and counting of 46 chromosomes. It's very few of us still, even though a lot of people are waking up. But then some of them are pretentious. Some of them are faking it. Some of them are like failed normies, like usual and casual, right? They can't get a girl, or they can't afford the things they want to buy, this and that. But let it all be otherwise, and then they will be back to blue pill normies. But yeah, that's the downside and the flaws of being social and emotional creatures, working in groups and communities and packs, or just groups, you know. Then someone says something, we follow. Someone does something, we follow. Barely breaking out of the thing to think for ourselves, you know. Kind of like myself, always wanting to fit in. And yeah, that's all I gotta say.